Well, welcome back everybody to our episode of Valheim. We're going to be looking how to use this little piece of equipment here that we made, the Antler pickaxe, and yeah, basically where to use it and how. Actually, a little spoiler, we're going to the Black Forest, so we're going to be doing a few things there today. And we just want to make sure we're all upgraded and sorted out. Everything's stored away, everything repaired. We definitely don't want to go in without any food because yeah, things can get pretty dicey there. Yeah, this is probably one of the hardest plays for a beginner character. It's simply because our equipment isn't too hot, the attacks are pretty frequent, and we're going to be doing a lot of things day and night. So yeah, until we get a good base going, we're going to have a pretty hard time. So yeah, let's take a few moments here, get everything upgraded, repaired, make sure we have our cape, all the equipment at 100%. So let's take a few minutes and do that, and we can get started. Okay, now that we're ready, let's go in search of the Black Forest. And which direction would be the best candidate for the Black Forest? A lot of people say north. That could be pretty accurate. I think in some occasions I found it actually to the east. So, well, how about we go search for stuff? That'd be useful too to get some more supplies. Okay, still in the meadows, so shouldn't be that important if we have the best gear or not, so I wouldn't worry about food too much, not yet. Let's go sightseeing. And just, of course, a good resting bonus. Even though we just have a comfort level 4 right now. But yeah, every minute counts. So let's get that up. And then we can get started. Alright, so 11 minutes isn't bad. We can definitely go with that. Okay, so we already hear some enemies out there. Let's get our mighty flint axe out. So we will be hitting them with that. The flint axe isn't really that bad, but it does wear out quite fast if it's not upgraded. So that's one of the things to watch out for with the flint axe. They have it really upgraded, unless you want to be carrying like 2 or 3 around with you, which isn't very practical. Okay, let's get an idea for the area again. I think we'll be going southeast. Okay, seems like a good direction. We don't want to get too far away from our main base. You know, logistics in this game is pretty tough and unforgiving. So we want to keep it relatively close, not too far. As you know, we have some heavy materials that we saw in our last video that we're going to be transporting. One of those is tin, and the other one is copper. Those are pretty heavy and can't transport too many at a time. So that implicates having a little base out in the Black Forest, which isn't the tactic of everybody, but I like to do it. It is extremely time consuming, but I think it pays off. I mean, because all the resources you can find out there, stuff that grows back like thistle and, well, carrots don't grow back. But your thistle, you can get that keeps coming back. Your blueberries too, before I forget. Blueberries are definitely a game changer. As you noticed, foods affect gameplay quite a bit. So we definitely want to get the combinations of food. So, okay, let's do a little exploration, pick up some resources, and we should be able to find the Black Forest pretty fast. Hopefully. Okay, so right here we're going to be taking down some bees, and we're going to be also showing everybody how to place a temporary workbench to take something down. You can either do this to get resources, or in this case to get something down that's pretty high up. So this is a pretty practical way of doing things. Okay, see there I took out all the base. Things start falling down. One mistake I did though is I took the chest apart. So I probably ruined all the stuff inside. Which is probably some coins and maybe some ember. Some arrows and stuff. Okay, nothing too major. Alright, there's the queen bee and the honey. So that's exactly what we want, but we're full of inventory. So we have to sacrifice something, which is pretty tough. You know, the technical side of this game is if you leave a lot of stuff laying around, then it will accumulate and lag your server. So the idea is to leave as little stuff on the ground as possible. So yeah, pick up everything you can, store it in a chest, and technically that should reduce the lag. Alright, so we did a good job with that little wood building there. Don't feel bad for it. There are other better ones. There are actually stone buildings. So the stone ones are, those are pretty cool. Alrighty, so we should be getting pretty close to our objective. I see there, just in the distance there in the corner, I see what looks to be pine trees. Awesome. Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Last time I had to run like 20 minutes to find the black forest, so we're definitely looking this time. Awesome. So this is actually going pretty good. Oh, we have some freebies there. So let's knock this deer out. Punching contest. It's always fun. Yeah. I don't know if it works like that in real life. Probably not. Okay, so we have some free bees and honey. And free bees, as you know, are super, especially in the beginning. We talked about that before. They give us a critical benefit. Okay, so we are already making a big mistake here by not eating. Being this close to the black forest and not eating is a mistake. In the meadows, you can run around as long as you want, no big issue. But in the black forest, we have pretty frequent attacks. So you do want to eat something at least. You don't want to be at 14 hit points like I am right now. And we're probably going to pay the price here pretty soon. So let's go ahead and eat. That generates really slow, even sitting down. But let's give it a shot though. Oh, the black forest is pretty unforgiving. You already see a skeleton there who sees us. He's creeping up on us pretty slow. When we stand up though, he's going to be right on us. So let's go ahead and stand up and get some skeleton aggro on. Yeah, he likes that. Get him. Alright, so don't think that's the last of the skeletons. Usually 3 of them there in the tower. So there's probably another one coming down right now. Oh, there he is. Looking for his buddy. So at 17 hit points, I don't think we're going to do too hot. Hit him with the flint axe. So let's go ahead and kite this guy. Kiting is a very good skill if you have it. So use it if you can, especially with trolls. Yeah, and this current level with your current armor, facing a troll with a flint axe would be a very bad idea. Okay, now we're just about to do something even crazier. We're about to do something very not much recommended. We're gonna go after the last skeleton, who's probably up on the 2nd level there. Probably has a bow and arrow. And more likely he's gonna take us out. But let's go ahead and check our map. We have an awesome distance there. That's actually epic. If you can get the Black Forest location that close to your first base, you will be rocking. Yeah, that's super. I haven't had that good of luck in I don't think ever. Okay, and what did we find here? Copper. Oh, this is super. Just remember to mark all the copper you see on your map. That's a super resource to get in the beginning. You get your copper armor and copper weapons. Or bronze, sorry, bronze. Getting bronze is a super upgrade for a beginner in Black Forest. So definitely write down get it written down on your map. So we have copper there. Awesome. It's on the map, it's safe, okay? So we can die many times. It'll be right there. So you can just go back and mine it up with our antler pickaxe. And something not so special, but also very useful, tin. Okay, we take all that tin there off the coastline. It's heavy though, so it's not going to be too easy in the beginning, transport all that. So my tactic here, after many tries of beginning gameplay, is just to build a base there in the Black Forest. Instead of running back and forth from our first base there. And the first base anyway, you need it, because you have to go back and forth to activate powers. Alrighty, right here we're going to get organized, because in this game you can't be organized enough. So organization is key if you want to have a good game experience. So the more the chests the better, but you want to have them kind of organized so you're not having a hard time like I am. Just finding out where all your seeds and your building materials and your food is, your treasures. Yeah, that's the way to go. But we don't have too big of a space anyway to work with, so. But no biggie, this is just the beginning of our game. There are much bigger versions of this build and many other materials. So stone is actually my favorite. Though stone takes a little bit to gather up, but yeah, stone is epic. And you can build super big bases. And super storage areas too, which we'll see a little further on in another video. But okay, so you see here we're getting all of our food together. Just we're mixing it with seeds, which probably isn't the best, but we're going to be transporting this anyway to our new base there in the Black Forest. Remember, this base is still important because we have to come back here to, this is our first spawn point. So we're hanging off our trophies and everything. So we're going to have a little portal so we can transport in between bases. And yeah, that's going to make hanging trophies a whole lot easier instead of having to travel back and forth on a boat from island to island. And from base to base, you can run and run for hours and hours upon time, so logistics is key. Now we need to get a little upgrade here. I know it's a little double work because we're going to be doing the upgrade at another base. But this will let us repair a few more things, a few more upgrades. Nothing major, just it lets us upgrade our pickaxe the flint axe level. Just need a few more materials. Bones, of course. Bones we'll be getting out of the Black Forest. We'll have plenty of those. But in the meantime, Yeah, we'll just have to find them, scrap them up from the meadows, wherever we can find them. So yeah, we'll be finding a whole lot more bones pretty soon. So let's see here. I think we can upgrade at least one more thing, right? Let's check here. Yeah, our hoe. Alright, so don't forget to eat when you're near the Black Forest. It's a hard habit to get into, but yeah, you just gotta do it in this game. Eating is part of the mechanics. It's actually what makes it fun too. Yeah, the different types of food, the different ways of cooking it. Yeah, you have so many foods in this game, it's not funny. But yeah, you gotta do it, especially at the beginning of the Black Forest, as we're going to show you right now. I'm gonna go ahead and let this skeleton just end this. Boom. Alrighty, well, here's a good spot just to go over what you should do when this happens. Okay, your last spawning point should be the bed that you made, if you did that correctly. Yeah, this is a good example of why distance is very important. Okay, so in this case, when we made our bed, we set our spawning point. So that's where we're going to be respawning. So if you have 10 beds, you select one where you want to respawn. And that's where you will respawn. Okay, now we're going to look for a source of food here. You see we have a bunch of uncooked meat. So we're going to be cooking meat right now, which should take us a few minutes. So let's get started. Okay, I think we're back now after a short little walk through the woods. Okay, so if you're following your map, you should get there back, especially your copper. If you mark that, should be back really easily. So let's scout out the area. We know we have one skeleton left there, and he probably has a bow and arrow. So actually, I already verified that. So yeah, let's be a little careful and not make too much noise while hitting the dwarf. Alright, so well, let's start that again. So start to get a little closer to where we dropped all of our stuff. Outside a little grave. Alright, yeah, skeleton saw us. So he's going to be shooting. So get a little bear in front of yourself. Once you get lined up, pick your stuff up. And first things first, get your armor back on. You're going to need that more than anything. So we're good on food, we have our hit points. So we just need our armor. And the skeleton, we could probably take him out pretty easily with a flint axe. So let's jump on up there and do that. There he is. Probably gonna get, yeah, he got a shot off on us. But, yep, 2 shots and he's out. Alright, so we see here we have a pretty good little base made out of stone. These are pretty common in the Black Forest, but you should get better ones sometimes that actually kind of complete. Okay, so if you're planning on making this your base, go ahead and mark it on your map. So marking things on your map is really important. You always want to do that. So, okay, so we have our base here all marked, so we can get busy now, get that started. To get started, we need to clear out all of this, rocks included. So we're going to start with the easiest, which would be the trees and the little shrubs. Okay, but you see already that we're getting attacked quite a bit. So that's going to be the tricky part. So let's go ahead and get a workbench going here. Find a good place to put it. Part of the back wall we are planning on putting that. We don't have a lot of space there in that little building, but we'll make do. Okay, I'm just taking stuff out little by little. And of course taking out enemies. So the night comes, you can see things start to get a little interesting. Okay, so we're getting some 1-stars there, which isn't too common. My first time around I didn't get 1-star dwarves. They have a few more hit points and I think they drop a little more things, but not too much. So if you get a whole bunch of those together, then things get a little dicey. Okay, so we're going to be spending a whole lot more time here taking out enemies, which isn't so bad. We need resin. That's used to make flame arrows. Alright, so this is going to take us quite a bit of work here to clean this area out, but I think it's going to be worth it. It's in an excellent location. We have resources really close by. So this is going to be a really cool outpost and definitely worth the area of building up. Okay, so obviously we're going to be using wood. That's the only thing we can use right now, but no problem. Wood is pretty good. We're going to have a wall around this anyway, because in this area we have trolls, and trolls can go through wood very easily. So yeah, you don't want to make a wall out of wood for sure. All right, take my word for it. That's gonna troll go through a wood fence like it was nothing. So we're gonna use stone. Actually, this section we can name making your base troll proof. All right, so we're just gonna put a fire there. A little misplaced, but no biggie. I mean, there's plenty of rocks and wood around to make another one. This is just so we can get a little bonus here once we have a roof going. So to make our workbench active, we need a roof, which is the tricky part. So here we go. We're gonna clean throughout the night. Unless you want to go back to the main base, which is another run through the meadows. It's not a long way, but yeah, it's probably not something you want to do. Unless you're really patient. But in my case, I'll just go ahead and work through the night. Take out these enemies. Probably not the best idea, actually, after thinking about it. I didn't bring an extra weapon. So, as you can see here, the health of the flint axe is going down and down and down. We're getting harder enemies. There's not much else we can do but just attack them with what we have. And they go really fast to hit them with arrows. See, they go like around little circles and circles around you. So, yeah, health of the weapon is going down and down. And it should be breaking here in just a few more hits. But let's just go ahead and let that break. So we can get an example of what not to do in this game. Alright. So we apparently made the mistake of not bringing a second weapon. So let's break our weapon on this 1 star. Not broke yet. That'll definitely break now. Okay, yeah. It's gone. We're gonna take those guys out. They just healed themselves with that green powdery stuff. So, alright, let's make another great mistake. We're going to use wood to make another weapon. It's called the club. So club's a really good weapon. It's just better with skeletons, not dwarves. Alright, let's test our super club out on these poor little dwarves. Okay, you can see right away it's going to take quite a few hits to take any of them out, especially since they're healing not only themselves but the ones around them. So you can see just how bad of an idea that was. Alright, there's the proof to show you. Okay, but no biggie. This is all just part of the game. Remember that this game isn't really about, well, actually it is kind of like not dying so much, but try not to do it that much, but it is part of the game. It's kind of like the Viking lore and all that. They just restart right there at your gravestone. Alright, so here's an interesting thing. Here's something that might happen to you. When you get back to your little gravestone, you can't get all of your material because it's just too much. Okay, so if you just combine some stuff, if you have the chance, I mean, if you're not in combat, go ahead and combine the stuff together, like the wood and the trophies. Okay, that trophy we didn't have before, so we'll just throw that out for now. Alright, so that's the club that got us in trouble. Just leave it there for now. Okay, so back to square one, right? So we need to clear this area out. So to do that, we need to store all of our materials. Everything that we gathered, stone especially, wood as well. Okay, just get a little simple chest set up there. Okay, then we can start putting all of our stuff in there. In the beginning, guess we don't need to be that organized. Although you know me, right? We're gonna take a few sessions to get that super organized. Can't have all this just scattered around there, right? So, okay, but just for now, just to save time, let's just get stuff in there, out of our inventory, and into the chests. And of course put our clothes on, which we should have done right away. Alright, so we have everything sorted, we're all dressed. We have our food bonus. Awesome, okay. We actually have an extra weapon now. Alright, so we can choose now what we want to do. If we want to keep cleaning, or if we want to build. We have quite a bit of wood. But yeah, we do have quite a bit of cleaning, so we can go ahead and do that. Well, we've cleaned a bunch of this area up, and now we can discover one of the major perks of the Black Forest, and that is a blueberry bush. Okay, so don't confuse these with normal shrubs. You can see they're on the left side. Normal shrubs are a little spiky, so yeah, you can cut those down. Don't cut the blueberry bushes down. Those are, believe it or not, a serious super game changer. This will definitely boost a lot of recipes. So you definitely want to keep the blueberries intact. I'm cutting these trees down because I'm feeling lucky today. But yeah, otherwise probably don't risk it because the tree falling down can destroy a blueberry bush. So, well, luckily haven't destroyed any of those yet. So we'll go ahead and continue collecting around those. Hopefully keep everything intact. Now would be a very good time to get a roof over a little workbench there. So to do that we need a little scaffolding. So let's go ahead and plan ahead so we can get the major part of that to go into favor of the rest of the building. So we're going to be building the roof on top of this eventually. This roof that we're going to be building is just temporary. This is just to get things going. So don't think I'm doing something terribly wrong there. Yeah, we're just going to get this little workbench operational. That's it, just operational. But we are building the scaffolding so we can go around and start building up and up. Okay, so you see that's not too hard right now. We're actually using the stone as support. The pretty part is I actually found those little spaces there. It's not super pretty, but you know, we have what we have. Later on we have a stone bench. We can go and just make everything out of stone and it'd be a lot prettier. And right now it's just patched. But it may look patched, but this is a super effective base. So all of our efforts are definitely worth it. Alright, let's get a little roof over that. Nothing too pretty. And something a lot of my friends would say looks pretty ugly. But that's okay, it's operational. We can repair stuff here without going back and forth now, which is a great advancement. So yeah, I'll give that a 5 stars right there. And we're doing super good actually. We have a working workbench. And of course we have to get organized. Yeah, why not? Right now's a good time that we're not getting attacked. So let's get things a little situated where we can find them quicker. We achieved the unthinkable. We actually forgot to eat and we got sent back to our spawn point. Okay, which happens. So, okay, no biggie, we're back. And I went ahead and skipped the exciting part, running back to our base. So here we are again. We're going to go ahead and get suited back up. And we're going to make this base huge. Alright, so let's start by clearing out some of the stuff that was left there. Of course, killing out the leftover enemies. Alright. Let's get our stuff situated. Alright, so we have our troll, our very first troll in this world. Alright, so don't be afraid of trolls. Trolls are actually pretty easy if you have a bow and arrow. So we're just using just a little crude bow. I mean, we took out the deer boss, right? So how much harder could a troll be? Only tricky part here is not getting the troll too close to our base, like I'm doing. I'm making a big mistake there. Troll could take out that base really, really easy. So the best thing is just to kite him through the woods. He'll knock down some trees for us, so that's good. Just don't get him too close to the copper either, because he will ruin the copper. He'll smash it, and we won't get anything for it. So that's something to not do. Yeah, just kite him around the bushes, the trees. Stay away from the blueberries, which you almost did right there. Notice the troll kind of just left us right there. It's because he's drawn to the workbench as well. Trolls do not like workbenches, and they will take them out if given a chance. So want to keep them distracted, keep them up here in the woods, not too close to the copper workbench, of course. Yeah, just keep them away from everything, actually. Even though you may have zero visibility, try to get that shot off. And see, that wasn't too hard. Yeah, we're gonna actually get quite a bit of coin off of that troll. So, but the thing we want most here is troll hide. Yeah, that gives us tons of opportunities there. Troll hide is really good. It's actually lightweight, unlike its bronze counterpart, which is heavier. So it actually increases our sneak bonus, which is really good. So troll armor is very, very good. Not very thermal, yeah, but it will keep us alive in the Black Forest. So that's up to you if you want to go bronze armor or troll hide. Just depends on your gameplay. If you want to sneak around and not be seen, I prefer to knock stuff out. So I'll probably be going the bronze armor. Although I'll be making some troll armor. Yeah, just in case. You know, you may lose your character out in the way of nowhere with a bunch of enemies spawning. So you may want to sneak in. Stones. Stones are something you're going to need a whole lot of, along with wood. So you're going to be using a pickaxe quite a bit in this game. So we need to keep two things in mind. Having a good pickaxe. Well, a good pickaxe like one we have right now. It's actually kind of basic, but the advantage is that it is repairable. We have a normal workbench, which costs us 10 wood. So if we throw a workbench down with a little roof on it, we can repair this pickaxe over and over and over again. So that's a major advantage of using this pickaxe. Well, you see it's starting to wear out right now. That's just a little bit. You are pretty close, which is something we want to look out for. Especially this stone right here, it's kind of in our way. We're going to be making a big wall around our base. That's how we're going to be making it troll proof and everything else proof here in the Black Forest. The only thing a stone wall doesn't work for is for flying things. But here in the Black Forest we don't have anything that's gonna fly, so we're perfectly safe if we make a large, tall enough wall. Just make sure you don't have any slopes in it. And yeah, you're protected from everything in the Black Forest. So that's the way to go. Okay, so it may seem like a lot of effort here. We are going around and cleaning a whole bunch and getting a lot of resources. But yeah, this place is definitely gonna be worth it. Yeah, because first of all, the copper is super heavy, tin is super heavy, and we need both to make bronze. And even though our primary spawn point isn't too far away, yeah, hauling all that is gonna be a super pain. So yeah, let's go ahead and get an idea of what that's going to be like. Get a little bit of copper here. You'll see how fast we can reach our weight limit. This pretty much like a normal rock. We do get some normal stone from that. Alright, so not too bad. So we have half the copper stone rock mineral. It's half is above ground and half is below ground. So what you're seeing here is just the top part. So be prepared to do quite a big hole there. And yeah, let me show you one of the neat things here of copper or stone. You can actually get a shelter bonus. So you could actually build a little repair bench down in there, and you could repair your pickaxe as you're working along there. The only problem, of course, is when you're hitting copper, you attract enemies and even trolls. That's happened to me before. Just mining away and a troll comes along to interrupt. Okay, so that was a great example of how to get copper. Not that hard, just the logistics. Get it to the destination where you're going to be smelting it. No, we actually have to mix tin and copper to make bronze. Okay, pretty realistic. Okay, so actually what we're going to do here, it's not really unnecessary. We're going to build our wall all the way around the copper stone or rock. So that is quite a bit of extra work there, but we can do it. Actually, we've collected quite a bit of stone, so it shouldn't be that hard to go all the way around it. Of course, once it's gone, then there's just going to be a big hole that we have to fill up. And you fill up holes using stone. So, yeah, just a bit of double work there, but nothing too severe. We will probably get a few pieces of bronze armor from that. So yeah, definitely worth the effort. Okay, so we're getting some more resources here. And we found some thistle. Thistle is awesome. You could actually make a bunch of potions and stuff with thistle. So definitely pick up the thistle wherever you see it. As far as I see, it doesn't seem too affected by falling trees, so you don't have to worry too much about that. Of course, dwarves will make picking up thistle a bit. Oh wow. Okay, skeleton, that was definitely expected. So there must be a crypt around here. Alright. So decision, unload, look for crypt. Or maybe we can... yeah, just go find it. Mark on the map. Hopefully it was only skeleton there. Usually 2, sometimes 3. Oh, a big black bird. Okay, he's gonna tell us what we already know. We found a crypt. Okay, crypts are vital to this game. This is where we're gonna find our cores, Surtling cores. So you definitely want to mark all the crypts on your map. Alright, and I use this special icon here to mark little combat sites. Once you do the crypt, get everything out of it, I just put an X there. Because, yeah, there's not anything else in there. There are little yellow mushrooms you can go back and get. Those do grow back. But yeah, I guess you could use the X to identify where those are. And here's something that I usually forget to do. Close the door. Seems like something so easy, but so hard. Kind of like eating before going into combat. Okay, so yeah, we actually went ahead and did that. Alright, so here's something very, very, very important to know how to do. We're going to be putting our hoe to work. And we're going to be leveling up the ground. Okay, so let's get our hoe right there to slot 5. And we're going to start making our wall around this area here. This is the workbench area. This is how far you can build out from where you're standing. Of course, if you're within that line, you can build over that line. But it's always good to have a workbench. You won't have enemies spawning where you have a workbench. So here's a little trick I like to do. Built up a little area here where I want to extend my area and put a workbench up there. Yeah, that'll prevent it from getting destroyed in case that we do get taken out. So we'll get a workbench up there and that'll extend our area just a bit more. Okay, and you see that did take quite a bit of stone. That's why having stone is critical. Alright, so getting the workbench up here, just flatten the thing off, and voila, that's pretty easy. Alright, so we have a little bit more effective area, and we can go about getting more resources. So we have another troll, which isn't that bad. I mean, we have a lot more troll hide, which is definitely good. Just gotta get them away from the copper, because that would ruin the copper. And we'll try not to get hit, of course. See, that took us down quite a bit. Get them away from the blueberries. Seems to be a challenge. Okay, so the ideal thing is to get him through these trees here, and he'll actually help us take out these trees. So that would definitely be good. Alright, so gonna hit those. Alright, that'll save us some time if we want to get those resources there. Okay, so the key ability here is to kite. If you can kite a troll, you can do pretty good in this game. Okay, that's just basically not running. Don't want to waste stamina. Yeah, keep all your stamina and just... Oh, we got him near the copper again. That's not good. Yeah, remember to keep them away from your resources. And oh boy, we got a dwarf brute. So I have a feeling this isn't gonna go good at all. Yeah, brutes do quite a bit of damage. So, okay, well don't worry. Just focus on getting this troll. So if they take us out, then we can just come back and yeah, just get the stuff off the troll. So, alright, let's find that troll because, oh, there he is. Awesome, okay. So we're not doing too bad. Got quite a few enemies on us though, which is not good. But as long as we know where we left our troll, then we shouldn't be that bad off. Okay, we have too many enemies, definitely. Yeah, this is not gonna go well. Yeah, this does happen. So let's get them to an easy open area. We can get our last shots off before these doors manage to take us out. Alright, so we're going the right way. Just get right to the edge of the water. Over here. Okay. It'd be nice if you'd knock that tree down. Get some fine wood from that. Yeah, and now we have a boar on us. So yeah. Things are not in our favor today. Alright. Yeah, there's the water. Okay. So if we're lucky, we can take all these guys out here. Got the boar. Yeah, but this dwarf brute is not gonna let us work. Yeah, we're down to 17, 15 hit points now. Yeah, I think we're gone. Alright, not the end of the world. So, I just went ahead and cut out the strolling part through the meadows. You've seen that quite a few times already. So, alright, so here's the good part. We're gonna get our stuff back. And we're gonna get some troll stuff as well. Which is awesome. Yeah, whole troll stuff is actually very good. So we can sneak and yeah, well for Black Force it's pretty good. So we'll definitely be making some troll armor here pretty soon. Probably before making some bronze armor. But no problem, okay. Despite that defeat, we're doing pretty awesome actually. So let's just get our stuff a little bit organized. Get a little reoriented. Get redressed before we forget. Alright, just go pick some stuff up. Yeah, it's a good habit to have, so we prevent lag in our game. Alright, so let's get back on track. Take out some of those leftover enemies. Yeah, there were quite a few of them, so they probably did some damage this time. Let's go check out our base. Oh yeah, he didn't let the opportunity go by to take some chests out. Thankfully they didn't get inside and take more stuff out. So, alright. Let's get our stuff in there, all organized. Yeah, this is actually a very big part of the game. Organization. If you're organized, then you'll do pretty good in here in this game. Alright. Let's put our wood inside this time. That's good to know where everything's at so you don't waste time. Get some more chests. And how about one up there? So that stone looks like it's actually doing something. Oh, we got a 2-star. This round definitely isn't a normal round. I definitely didn't have this many problems first time around. Alright, some chests outside. Okay, so let's take a chance to get a little resting bonus this time. Resting bonus actually helps us out quite a bit, especially when using the bow and arrow. I took some time during a little break to get a roof over this thing. Not anything pretty. Actually fell off the building one time, so yeah, to prevent anyone from seeing that, I just kind of like fast forwarded. So we have a basic, very basic roof. Something a few friends might say is very ugly. But we will be making a better roof further on in another video. Actually make a special video about this. How to make a elegant roof. Okay, so thankfully we had enough material to do all that. Alright, so we're gonna need a spawn point, which is a bed. So that gives us a little additional resting bonus too as well. So even though you're not using your bed, it's a good idea to have a bed nearby. So you get a little extra resting bonus. But in this case, we're actually going to be using this bed, so we'll click on it to make it our spawn point. And we have a little living area here. Not too big, but just enough for right now in the beginning of our game. This is actually an awesome start. They want to utilize these stone structures when you find them. Make a good little outposts. Alright, so just to make it a little more pretty, it doesn't look too patched up. Just closing the spaces there a little bit. Make it a little more solid. Even though we won't be using the roof too much right now for anything. You can make little extensions like, oh, what do you say, like little areas where you can shoot from in case of troll attacks. I really don't do that. I just go outside and kite them and take them on like that instead of using a bunch of arrows. But that's always an option for those who like to do that. Okay, so we have everything pretty much patched up now. Gotta get that aligned. There are no holes. Alright, that's pretty awesome actually. Of course we could do a lot more if we had a stone cutting bench. But yeah, soon enough we'll have that. But need some iron to do that. And we'll find that soon enough. Alright, so we have little resting bonus. Everything's sheltered, nothing's getting wet now. We have a couple more chests here to store stuff in. So I think we can get busy now with what we were doing before. Little wall. It's not that hard. Actually, the only thing that's difficult about a wall is having the materials. Other than that, it's pretty simple. Just keeping your hole repaired. Of course, it can be a lot prettier, but yeah, for this tutorial, we'll just keep it simple. You can make a thin wall, thick wall. Yeah, thick ones are useful because you can make little platforms on them. You can actually shoot stuff once you're up there. So yeah, I definitely admit that that's useful. Okay, we're going to be making a little repair benches, crafting benches. Yeah, that way we get a little more area around the base to build. Okay, because we are going to have quite a big wall here. Yes, we're going to be making this our main base. Okay, here you see if you can get that stone lined up. You get a nice little wall here. A lot of people like to do that. Looks a lot nicer. Yeah, it gets a little messy when you're doing curbs. So you need a lot more stone to do that. But yeah, this video we just don't want enemies getting into the base. Here you can see how trees get in the way too. Yeah, that's why we try to take as many trees out as possible before building a wall there. Okay, so we have stones, just natural barriers. You can use those if you want. They can be smashed by trolls, but there's not too much probability that they will go to that length to get through the wall. Okay, so we're going to be taking enough wood to make another repair bench. We're going to be going a little bit further out. So how about we put it up here? Alright, awesome. Gotta keep enemies from spawning over here. Alright, so we have a few more things to take out before extending the wall. Alright, so we can already see some enemies over there. That's good, so we can test out the wall to see how many things don't get through. Okay, now we can continue. And let's see if we can connect to that rock right there. Looks like we can. Well, that definitely wasn't planned, so gotta take advantage of the natural barriers whenever possible. Not including trees. Trees, as you can see, can be knocked down pretty easily. Okay, so you see we are going through quite a bit of stone during this process. Okay, so we're definitely going to be using the outside bench with the chests. Just to save time. Alright. So we're going to need to go around our copper now. Remember, we're going to still need to dig out that copper, so don't want to get too close. Maybe a lot of double work if we have to knock down this wall to get to the copper. Okay, the extension there's will be helpful though, to make enemies actually have to go to the water to try to get in. So we'll maximize natural barriers as much as possible. Alright, so we're going to need a workbench actually over here. Right in the very edge of the build area. Alright, so go ahead and take care of these enemies so they won't be interrupting anything. And of course organize things so we know where everything's at. Okay, so a little fast forward. There's a lot of repetitive things in there. Getting stone, building, repairing. It just goes around a lot. So you see staying up on the wall is a little hard, especially since we're not making it that wide. That's okay. As long as there's no slopes in the wall, we should be good. You see, we actually have the blueberries within the wall. This is a super idea, because those will grow back once you pick them. So actually having those inside a vase is that's definitely a game changer. You just go back and again and just repick those. Alright, see, being a little lazy because I could build up a little ladder there with wood, but yeah, we'll do that in a different video. So yeah, I don't want to get too much off track. Alright, so we can already hear some enemies over there. That'll be great to see if they get in the base. If they do, then you know we need to work a little bit more. So visual, if we can grade this. Yeah, not too pretty, but it is very effective. So we have our resources in there. We have our base in there. Actually, we're going to have some places to build some equipment to smelt. So yeah, 5 stars for sure. Thank you, and please follow us so you can see some of our future videos. See you later.